Okay.
Okay. So hi everybody, and welcome to our live blab streaming event where we're gonna talk about website challenges, technical challenges, marketing challenges, and you can ask us your questions. You just put them in the chat box there, and we can go over your questions and answer you as much as possible. So my name is Amel. I'm a SEO and web analytic consultant. I help entrepreneurs with their website and help them improve their traffic and their revenue. And here with me, I have my co-host Robert. So I'll let Robert present himself. Go ahead, Robert.
I'm Robert O'Haver. I'm a search engine marketing consultant. I do everything from social media to SEO to conversion optimization, and I have a talk show, Search Talk Live.
And with me today, and with us today, actually, we have Matt, who actually Matt was our guest a few weeks ago, and he came with his questions, and we made some suggestions, and hopefully he implemented these suggestions. So he's going to talk about them today, and maybe ask any other, questions, challenges that he's maybe having this week. And we have also Leon with us from the UK, and Matt is from Australia. So, all right, guys, who wants to start with questions? Go ahead.
Okay, I've got a question for you guys. I guess keyword research and SEO, I know they don't really relate, but do you think keyword research is as important as it used to be?
Yes. Sure.
That's it? Robert, come on.
All right, so for someone starting out on a website, I use something like the Yoast plugin to do my SEO. What are other ways I can improve on my SEO without having to outlay a large amount of money?
Okay.
Organic traffic. I mean, like what you were asking about with the keyword research, it's important to find that milestone where your competitions, where they're ranking and that type of stuff, because that's going to give you a base to go from. And with Yoast, I mean, yeah, they've made some huge improvements, and I've been playing with it a lot in the last couple of weeks, but they still use that exact match keyword phrasing, and you can't go that route anymore because of mobile and the way, natural speaking and those type of searches. So you just, keyword research is definitely, you have to do it. But Emil, you want to add to that?
All right. So yes, go ahead, Leon.
I can jump into this, and I want you to really understand the internet. First of all, how is the internet really made up of? All right. The question you really want to ask yourself, and I think many people don't really know this, when you go to Mr. Big G or Miss Big G, and you go to the first page, what do you see? Matt? You do.
A search, keyword search.
All right. So if Google says, okay, I've got a box and you can't do anything else, look how powerful that particular box is. It's getting data just from these keywords. So you're trying to match these keywords to your website. So you're trying to talk to a computer system. It can't work out who you are and what it is if you've got pictures around. It's got to somehow work out, how do I need to serve the end user with the right information? That's what it's all about, and people don't understand this. They've got this wonderful idea, and we take our own personal side at this and start to give the search engine the wrong information. And this is why they really don't want that. You're stuck a library and taking wrong books in wrong places. It's total confusion. So using all different types of tools, and I'm going to give away one of my little trade secrets. Use Google, all right? What I mean is that if you're trying to impress Google, just use them. Now, what you can do, very, very simple. If you're looking at keywords, type the key, go to the Google front page, type in the first word, hit the space bar. It will give you a number of options of different type of keywords it's going to suggest. Now, just take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. But if a computer system's giving you recommendations, what do you think it's doing? It's thinking about it very carefully. All right, and that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
So again, but I said take it with a pinch of salt because it's giving you recommendation. You can use all the different things around it that you got MOC, and obviously you've got ad planner. You can do the things that we've done in Big Plus. You can use all these different types of things. But when, I mean, that's just it's about, I don't know, 30-40% of the factors here, because it's going to look at all different types of things. We all know with this algorithm in Google, and if you're trying to rank a site, whatever it may be, just make it. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. The clear point is to make sure that you're focused. That you're not talking about a million different things on your site. You're laser focused in your niche or that type of thing. Because if you're giving off those clear signals of what your site's about, it's going to help you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's something that I've sort of struggled with. Like, I've been focused more on my podcast, which is great. It's all talking about Australia, but when it comes to blogging and stuff, it's been hard to get that focus on those keywords.
Actually, Matt, an easy way for you, since you're talking about podcasts, so you already have a lot of content. You have audio content. So the easy way for you to start blogging, it's to take the content of your podcast and write content from them. So if you are able to do it yourself, then you just listen to your own podcast and try to extract insights from whatever the conversation was in in that podcast, and write a content from it. I'm sure each of your podcasts have a specific focus. You're talking about a specific topic or a specific place in Australia, or so you can actually just create a blog post about that, and just have the link of the podcast. That's fine, but just recycle the audio content into text. And what you could do, if you don't have time to do that, because takes time, you can actually outsource that. So you can, if you have an assistant, she or he can do that, or you can find someone online who can actually transcribe your audio, and then you can take that text and use it in a blog post. Or if, sorry, Robert, or if you really don't want to transcribe it like word by word, you can just listen back to it and write content and start writing. Give more information or give an introduction to your podcast and a summary of that podcast. So that could be a solution for you. You go ahead, Robert, and I'm going to come back to you to answer the keyword research question. That's my favorite topic.
I was just going to say that I use Dragon Speech. They have a thing where you can upload the audio file and it'll transcribe it for you. It's not perfect. You have to go through and edit it, but it saves a ton of time.
Right. Is that Dragon Dictate or something?
Yeah, it's Dragon Speech, yeah.
No, Dragon Speech.
I was going to just add to the keyword research before going. It does apply to your podcast as well. It doesn't matter what goes on. Yeah,
exactly.
You think about the internet is a big library. You need to index these things. You've got to tell it what it is. Yeah, I mean, there are technologies now we can listen to a podcast and actually get keywords out of it. So that's another thing that you've got to look at. I'm not going to go into too deep.
Sorry.
This is the new technology.
Yeah.
You've got video. It will listen to the audio. It starts to work out what it is. I'm going to jump out.
Go ahead. Sorry, Leon. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to jump out and let Pam come in.
Oh, you can jump in, jump out. That it's okay, Leon. You are welcome here. So don't go anywhere else. All right. So actually, I agree with Walter. So thanks, Walter, for that. He was telling you that.
Well,
just be yourself. If you want to use filter to just that, actually you can optimize anything for SEO, any file. Hey, hi Pam.
Hi Mel.
This is our co-host Pamela. So Matt, you can actually, your podcast, your audio files, you can actually optimize the file for SEO. So if you, as I said before, if you're talking about a specific subject on the podcast, you can, before you upload the podcast to, and this is really, I'm going to tell you this is like not a lot of people know about this, okay? So if you do it, you'll be ahead of the competition. So before you even upload your file into your WordPress, into your website, okay? So the file on your hard drive, you can start by optimizing the title of the file. So you need to add a keyword. Now, okay, we're gonna talk about keyword in more details. You can enter a keyword, key phrase, a term, a sentence, doesn't matter. Something that people actually search online when they are looking for whatever the content of that podcast is about. Okay, so you enter that key phrase in your title of the file, and then you name the file with the title, with the keyword. So just make sure you add something, one word before the keyword and one word or two after the keyword. So it's not the exact match all the time, all right? So that first. So if you have an image, you do the same thing. If you have your podcast, they are an MP3 files, so you can do the same thing with your MP3 files. If you have a video, you do the same thing. So you name the video with the keyword in the file name, and then you upload. And you should take note of that, of what I'm going to say right now, because it's like it's a secret sauce of SEO that not a lot of people talk about, but we advanced SEO people should know about and should use, which is you take your file, all right, before you upload it online. You click on the file. Now, I don't know if you have a PC or if you have a Mac. I'm a PC person, right? So I'm not good. So you click right on the file, and then you click property, and then you click details, and then you enter a title for the file. You enter the keywords. You enter a description. And there's a lot of things that you can add actually in there. And that's a lot of people don't do that. Not a lot of people don't even know that they can do that. So you're actually optimizing the file even before uploading it online. All right, and you can do this with any file, a PDF, an Excel file that you're gonna upload, download online. Upload to the website, a PDF, an audio file, a video file, an image, any file. All right. So if you do that, you're actually optimizing the file for SEO. Now, I'm gonna just talk to Pam, and then I'll come back and answer you with more, give you more answers. So hi Pamela. Pamela is our co-host. I'm gonna give her few seconds to introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Pam Gomez. I'm in Nassau, Bahamas. My main business is aromatherapy, but on Friday nights I become a tech geek, and I join my co-hosts Robert and Emil. It looks like it's going well, but unfortunately for me tonight, I'm going to have to pop out early. I have another commitment, and hopefully I'll be back before you end.
I hope so. We spend usually 1 hour and 15 minutes. So as long as we have questions coming in, we answer them. And when the discussion is so interesting, we stay as long as we can. So yeah. Do you have anything for us, Pam? Do you have any thing to add for Matt? He's talking about keyword research, and he's asking how he can do good keyword research for his blog. So do you have experience with that right now? Are you doing the keyword research or not yet?
And it's been quite an interesting week in my field, searching for keywords in line of aromatherapy. I've used AdWords and a couple other search sites that I learned this week. A couple of them, not just one that I'm sticking with, but it's proving to be very, very informative and very helpful. Robert started me on my way actually a few weeks ago when we did our first search, and that started me rolling. So I'm using links now in my blogs. I see he mentioned blogs also, and I'm not podcasting. I've also done videos, so I'm using my periscopes. I'm turning them into YouTube videos, and who knows, they may even be turned into training programs in the future.
That's good. All right, so so just to continue with the keyword research.
I just have one quick question.
Yes.
Yes,
go ahead.
Can you go back? I'm up to episode 30 of my podcast. I've uploaded a lot of great content, but I haven't really optimized it. Is it possible now to go back and optimize that content?
Of course.
It's tricky. You can, but it's tricky, and I'm going to tell you why. I mean, it's tricky in a way where when you uploaded the file, the name of that file it's a URL already. So let's say, I don't know, domain.com/ the podcast name .mp3. So now if you're going to change it, it's going to change that. All right. So the only thing you need to remember it's to use a 301 so that you redirect the link to the new optimized SEO optimized file, because people maybe are already linking to the other file. Okay, was it? Yeah. So that's the only thing. So you can do it, but as I said, what's going to happen when you're going to upload the new optimized file, the name will be different. So you need to redirect the old URL and point it to the new URL. You want to add something, Robert? Please go ahead.
No, you're right on the money.
No, it was.
I thought you had something to add. Like, please feel free to.
It's almost like when you're writing a blog and you want to refresh that content. You just like she said, you create another URL. You 301 redirect that to the new location once it's optimized, because now that you're going to have content on there, not just the audio file, and you optimize the URL structure and the titles and all that good stuff, and you can. It's just like Google will look at it and go, oh, it's a new thing. I need to index. So, yeah, definitely.
All right.
So you can go back to your images, to your podcast, to anything that you have online, and from now on, just remember to do that. It's gonna start to be like it has to be automatic for you. Like before you upload a file, I have to go and optimize it for SEO. Now, when you do that, you're gonna start popping up on the first page of Google for images, for like your PDFs. Will start if you have PDF. They start ranking on the first page of Google, which is really cool. All right, so even video, if you have video, it's going to help a lot. So now, talking about keyword research, excuse me. Now, the tool that we all start with, it doesn't mean that we stop at it, but we all start with the Google AdWords keyword planner tool. I don't know if you're familiar with that, Matt. Did you use it already? Okay. Did it help you, or you find it not really that helpful?
I'm still struggling with it, to be honest.
Okay. So what are you struggling with exactly?
Just basically navigating around the dashboard and like working out how to choose the best keywords.
Okay, I got that. All right. So here's what you need to remember first with the Google Keyword Planner tool. It only shows you people what they are searching on Google. Okay, so you don't know about Bing, you don't know about any other places or anything like that. It's only what's happening in Google, and sometimes, like I see Leon asking, not asking, but asking me or Robert to talk about the match type for SEO. I mean, when we are doing keyword research, and if you're using the planner thing, there's 3 different match type when we're looking at keywords. So you have the exact, which is the keyword itself, right? So it's, let's say, I'm not good with giving examples. So Robert, do you have some example? I don't know. I always give the green widget, but it's not that.
Let's say you're looking for red shoes. That's all you type in. That's an exact match. Okay. Then you have the phrase match, like where do I buy red shoes? Okay. That's more of a long tail, but it's definitely it's a phrase. And then you have the broad, which is a one word. Someone types in like ice cream, just for example. Well, that's 2 words, but you know what I mean. Something very broad, very vague,
like shoes or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, so remember that when you're doing your keyword research, because actually the results are not kind of the same. But here's the thing: you need to use different tools. You don't just use one. So you start like it's keyword research. It's a mindset. It's a state of mind, actually, not a mindset, like a state of mind. So before you start the keyword research, you need first to put yourself in your audience shoes. You need to think like them. You need to know them. You need to understand them. So you need to think of, okay, what are they struggling with? What are their problems? All right. So your website is about traveling to Australia. That's what your site is. So you need to think of, okay, people who wants to travel to Australia, what are the different questions they may ask? What are the struggle? But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are things that you already know that people are already asking. And if you don't know, you just go to Quora. Quora is an ask, it's how do they call them? It's a question, Q&A search results, kind of. So people go there, they ask questions, and people go answer them. All right.
Okay.
So you can go and see. You can actually, if you go to Quora, I don't know, I'm going to put it here if you don't know what I'm talking about. So you can actually figure out what type of questions they're asking about Australia, if they are, they want to travel to Australia. So go do like the first thing you need to do is you need to know about your audience, because if you go ahead, Robert.
I just don't want to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. Interrupt me. I'm fine with that. That's fine.
Matt, the best, the way I've found, especially with Google Keyword Planner, is if you start out very broad, but I mean, obviously make it focused on your niche or what you're looking for, but start out broad, because it's going to give you suggestions and ideas on keywords, and it doesn't limit yourself. So you can go in and you can find what's relevant to your site, and then dig deeper into it, get more focused as you get those better keywords you find from the suggestion tool. And then you can take that and then really laser focus it onto your site.
Okay. Thank you guys.
So that's why you're welcome. So the thing is, if you're still here, or you have to go, Matt, or we can give you more advice about keyword research. But the thing is, you need to go use different tools. So the second tool is the one that I really like using is Sem Rush, which is it gives you actually what the competition is doing and what type of keywords they are actually getting traffic from. So this is good for competitive research, which is really good. So now the idea is to get yourself an Excel file. And then actually when you're doing the keyword planner tool, when you're searching in there, you can actually download an Excel file.
Okay.
All right. So when you download the Excel file, you start adding up keywords there from Sem Rush and then from other places that you can actually use another tool. I always forget the name of that tool. It's called, I'm going to put it in the chat box there. It's called Soville, something like that. So here we go, soville.com. All right. So this one is good because it gives you an idea of what's trending. What are the different keywords that are trending right now in Google, Yahoo, and even Amazon, even YouTube. So it's really an interesting tool. It's a free tool. So the idea is to gather as much keyword as possible. And then you go, because what you need to do, you need to really analyze each keyword.
Yeah.
You need to read each keyword and ask yourself, all right, can I write about this keyword? Does this keyword make sense? Can I put it in a headline? Can I write about it, and so on? And also make sure that there's more to keyword research, because there's competitive research where we actually decide which keyword we're going to pick, and this is really depends on if for the keyword that you're going after. And I agree with Walter when he said go with long tail keywords. So long tail keyword, it's keywords with key phrases with 3 words, 4 words, 5 words, and so on, or questions.
Is there an easy way to see what your competition is using as keywords, or where they're ranking in Google?
Go ahead, Robert. I know you wanted to answer that.
I use a couple tools, but one I use that I like a lot to get competitive analysis on is SpyFu. It'll give you your competitors. It'll give you the keywords they're ranking for, what they're bidding on, AdWords wise. It's a good tool for that.
Sorry, can you spell that for me?
SpyFu.
We're gonna put it in the
SpyFu.com.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well,
and you have SpyFu. I'm putting it in the chat box, and you have Keyword Spy. Yeah. Keyword Spy is actually a really good tool. Not a lot of people use it. I don't know why, but I had really good result with that. And the Keyword Spy, what it's good about it, it gives you also what people are advertising, like what type of keyword they are using in their ads, and they're having really good ROI with these keywords. So you're able to know exactly which keyword are really getting ROI. All right, so that's a good thing. So the idea is to use Sem Rush also. So Sem Rush, it's the way you do it, like to simplify it. Once you get your at least 20 keywords that you like and you think you can write about them, you take each keyword and you open Incognito, whatever, window, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, Incognito window. And then you search on Google for that keyword. And then you look at the top 10 results. These are your competitor on the search engines. Okay, so you need to take the URL of each one of them, or the top 5, whatever you decide. If you're not too detailed, take the top 5, go to Sem Rush, and start putting their URL, the domain, in Sem Rush, and look at the keywords that they are using, that they're getting traffic from, and you're gonna get really a lot of information from Sem Rush. You're gonna learn where they're getting links from. So where they get, you know what I mean, where they're getting traffic from in terms of website who are linking to them. So that's how you start in a way, and then you can decide on your top 10 or your top 20, and you start writing content about them.
Beautiful.
Robert, you want to add anything?
I was just going to say one more thing about SpyFu, but I'm not trying to, sound like an advertisement. But
yeah,
they have a thing called SpyFu Combat, where you put in 3 URLs, and it'll give you a graphic. It'll give you a bubble, and in the bubble, it'll show you the crossing of the bubble, where all the sites meet, and that's the keywords that they're competing on that match your site along with theirs. It's pretty, and then it gives you the list. It's pretty awesome.
That's cool. Actually, the Sem Rush, they have something, a feature that I use a lot, and it's a domain. It's competitive domain, so you can enter up to 5 domain names. Mm-hmm. And what happens, you'll be able to know which keyword which keyword your competitors are focusing on, and the one that you're not. And you can actually upload an Excel file and then just focus on these keywords. So you'll know exactly what are the missed opportunities in terms of keywords with the Sem Rush, which is really cool. Yeah. So I hope we answer. I mean, keyword research it's like we can spend a lot of time. Go ahead, Robert.
One last thing, Matt. If you're running an AdWords campaign, that is the place to get your keywords. If you have a certain phrase and that's converting well, there's your answer right there. Just a word of advice. So anyway.
Yeah. No, I think with myself, like it's been a journey, and I think every 3 to 6 months you sort of go, I'm not doing this, and you're constantly learning. And one thing I've realized after speaking with you guys the other week was that I didn't have products, I wasn't optimizing, and so this is what I'm trying to learn now. And then see where the journey leads me. But no, you guys have been awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
The other thing too, Matt, is when you're doing keyword research, you have to know user intent. You have to know what that person's searching for. So are they just doing research, or are they giving buying signals with that keyword phrase? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree with that. I really second that. Actually, here's the thing. And I think we talked about that, Robert, in one of our live blab. The thing, Google looks at the user intent, actually the query intent. All right, so you have the query intent, which is actually the meaning of that keyword or key phrase for the user. So when they entered that sentence, when they were searching, what did they have in mind? So what's really cool about keyword research, and that's where you should spend I mean, a good amount of time, because that's where you learn more about your audience. You learn exactly what they are looking for, what they're interested to learn about, and you can create that for them and give them the solution. So you need to understand them. You need to really, as I said before, put yourself in their shoes and understand what it's entering the conversation they have in their mind.
Yeah.
All right. And then, all right, what you need to do about that, you need to be specific. Once you know what their intent is, they want to buy, like Robert said, which cycle in their journey they are. Are they in the beginning, in the awareness, where they're just learning about the topic? You know, they're not ready to go to Australia right now, but they just, you know, they want to go on vacation. They're stressed out. They want to visit Australia, but they don't know. So they're in the awareness stage. So they know Australia is a good place to go and visit, but they don't know any more than that.
Yep.
So they start searching. So you need to figure out, when you're going to look at the keywords, what are the type of keywords that are actually you can group in that awareness stage of your audience. And then the second one is really when they now know that Australia is the place where they want to go, but they want to learn more. They want to learn, okay, where they can stay. You want to learn, I don't know, is it safe? What are the places they should visit? What people are saying about, you know, this city and that city. So they're really not just aware, they are interested to, you know, to go to Australia. So there are keywords that they're going to start entering in the search engines that actually their intent shows interest. So, and the last one is, you know what, they know, they are aware, they're interested, and they're ready to buy. So they, you know, they have their credit card and they need to just find the right, I don't know, Expedia or whatever company to book their next trip to Australia with. And so you need to analyze and that's the fun part of SEO. I don't know why people don't talk about it as being fun, but that's the fun part of SEO. It's you analyze these keywords and you enter the conversation they're having, and then you figure out where they are, and you create content that actually answer whatever stage they are in their circle. I mean, in their journey, in a way. I hope it's helpful.
Not everybody's a geek like us.
Yeah, I mean, let's take it in.
Oh yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, that's true.
Definitely. All right, guys, I've actually got to shoot off. I've got to take my boys out, but
sorry, guys.
Thank you so much for all your help.
You're welcome.
Our pleasure, Matt. Take care and keep us updated with with your progress.
I'll
okay.
definitely connect with you on Twitter and send you a message.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I was going to just jump on that, Emil. I mean, again, when we're talking about keywords, not many people understand the buying keywords and browsing keywords. And it's right. If you do have sort of data and you understand it well, you know what makes a person go into the buying cycle, you know, if they're ready to buy. So if any guys are listening out there, you know, there are some sort of magical things that we look for in keyword trends. If you just see a keyword, you know, think about it very, very carefully what you're using and why, because also it can mean different meanings as well. One thing that over here, and obviously the word color is spelled differently from the United States, and don't take it. I don't know, unless they taught me a whole different dictionary. But yeah, I think a lot of people forget that, and they, you know, the impact. I'm actually, you know, doing a campaign with somebody right now, and just the terminology for a particular course, it differs from, you know, UK and the USA and even to Canada, and this is what you get caught up into. And if you're trying to say, I want to rank all around the world, focus on the customer first and what they're trying to get in to do, and where is your targeted audience. Be clear and precise on what you're trying to do, because you can really make a mess of it and confuse the search engines completely, and you're wondering why it's not working, and God forbid you do these 6 months worth of work and today I'm going to start to market to UK. You confuse that bot and it goes around, it just makes a mess and rankings go out the window.
Yeah. Hi, Walter, and thanks for joining us.
Hi, everyone. How you all doing tonight?
Doing great. Where are you joining us from right now?
I am in Newfoundland, Canada.
Oh, cool. Another Canadian. Go Canada.
Where are you?
I'm from Montreal. I'm from Montreal. Yes.
Yeah, I've been there a few times myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's nice.
Yeah, Leon, the
So,
optimization
yeah, go ahead,
is spelled
Robert.
different over there too. It's with an S and not a Z.
It's exactly that, yeah.
That,
You're
yeah.
completely right.
S and the Z and just total different spelling, and it drives me nuts when I'm trying to say, okay, when I'm just looking at something, I think, why does it really rank? Oh, look, I see it's quite different. And you've got to shift your focus, and I get it. It's a pain because even like if you're doing keyword research in the UK, and take example, you've got a client in the USA. You got a proxy to the machine. If they don't see what you're seeing, and they think, "Oh, why isn't it working?" I think, oh, look, I have to try and put myself in your shoes, and I'm trying to proxy for this machine.
Yeah.
Where are you physically located? And I think, can you give me a PC? Get hold of your PC. I want to see what you're seeing here. It looks okay here, but over there it's totally wrong. Oh, you spelled it wrong. No, oh God.
Yeah, it's not wrong, but it's different. And actually, Google look at the location, like when they are serving us with the results. They look at our browser, whatever language we're using, and our location, and so it makes sense in a way because they want to serve us with something that can really be helpful to our location, and not something else. Which
universal search. So yeah, videos, audio,
yeah, but
images.
yeah, it's. I mean, the state of this, let's say, search right now, or the industry right now. It's really like the keyword that everybody says. Keyword is dead or something like that, or SEO is dead or whatever. But which I completely disagree with. And I mean, for me, the way I see it, SEO is everywhere. It's even offline when you're talking to your kids, when you're talking to your boss, when you're talking. If you want to go to a job interview and you are being interviewed by a manager, I swear you need to know SEO. You need to know exactly the key phrase and the keyword that you need to say so that the other person will hire you. Because if you don't talk the same language, they're not going to take you.
Exactly.
So SEO is everywhere. I mean, you agree with that, Walter?
Yeah, but it's also not just ranking on Google. It's about optimizing the site to function well, to convert well, that'll never go away.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, I've heard that many times. I've seen a lot of articles on SEO is dead. And I mean, once that dies off, then how are people supposed to find you on the web? Seriously. They wouldn't be able to. There's just no way.
No, it's paid traffic. That's what it is. You got to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's the sad. In a way, actually, with all the when you see all the things that Google does with the changing the algorithm so too much, it seems like they're trying to make our life super hard so that we stop doing SEO and we start paying for Google AdWords to get the traffic, because it's like it's too much. Every 3 months or anyways, it's too much
They'll
for
just
us.
get rid of organic and make it all paid.
Exactly.
Easier.
Yeah. Membership site. Google. Yeah, could get a subscription.
At least the first page is all paid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I mean, like, perhaps one day when sites like Google and Twitter design a much better algorithm to where they don't need a search engine, that's when SEO could die out. But I wouldn't say that wouldn't be, available until much further into the future.
I think what was going to be happening is that obviously the computer's going to be thinking for itself, and it's going to try to, they've got enough data to start to compute this. And this is what they're doing right now with the ads and things like that. So they're going to put some artificial intelligence in this thing, and that's what you're starting trying to do. And that's, I think I was in another blab, and they showed me the intelligence, what goes on, and how they predict things. And this is quite, this is what they want to do, because how can they crunch all that data?
Right.
New words are coming in, long tail keywords, all these things they're trying to work out, and now they're weighting these probably words into numbers, whereby it's that they're trying to say, okay, what is the human going to think, and when they're going to make that action? And now they're weighting against dollar value and things like that. So you can see how complex these things are going to be, because they really want, as the click. Yeah. And that's what determines that action. And if it's, do we now pump that back into AdWords? Do we serve this other image? And they're trying to get that universal thing. So it has to stay there all the time, because that is the driving force of Google, I think.
Yeah, they want to machine learn everything. So it's very hands off.
But they've tried to do that for a while now. It's not something new, like the brain, what is this called? Rank brain? Yeah, the rank brain or whatever. It's not something new. I mean, when I saw the news and they're like, oh, it's new, but I was like, come on, guys, this is how, like 10 years ago they tried, and they told everybody that, yeah, we're working on an AI, computer and whatever for the search. It's just, it took them some time to make sure that they can really do it the way they wanted to do it, and maybe they improved it, but it's been there for a while. It just didn't, like, maybe now it's more sophisticated in a way. I hope so. It's not like the Hummingbird where they came up with the Hummingbird and they said, yeah, it's fantastic, answer any questions, and then you go and you type a question and the answer is like, has nothing to do with the question itself. And now they improved it, hopefully, but it's nothing new, actually.
Well, Emil,
Robert?
It is in a way. I mean, it's the way it works before and the way it is now. And when Penguin comes out, they used to manually update the algorithm and then throw it in the bunch. And we'd have to wait for the next one to come. Now with RankMind, it's going to self-learn and then adjust as it's learning.
And as fast as possible.
Improve. So it's no more hands-on. It's no more waiting 6 months for an update or anything.
Exactly.
Like that. So it'll be constant.
Which is good for us, good for you users, and good for us too, because we are optimizing websites, so we want to see them as fast as possible on the result pages. So it's going to be good for us too.
Yeah,
I think definitely. Yeah, that would increase the way we do searches now.
Yeah. What's great about it is if someone's in a penalty, they can get out in a couple of days.
That's true.
Very quickly, as long as they get on it and fix it. And then also, those people that are spamming sites and building new sites and spamming them, making them come up, because Penguin hasn't been updated in a while, they're getting up in the rank in the search. But now that's not going to happen. Those sites are automatically pushed down immediately. So
I just want to put a spanner in the works. I mean, e-commerce. I don't think I asked this last time. E-commerce sites, when you've got so many products. I mean, how do you go into someone's back end and say, you know what, we're going to change every product. Now, this particular page has got a hyperlink around it. It's got a keyword. I mean, when I was working with one of those other platforms, e-commerce platforms, that was huge. The problem we had...
Shopify?
No, it was actually... what's the other one? Whatever we're using. The popular e-commerce platform everybody has.
Okay.
It's
for WordPress?
No.
WooCommerce?
No. Yeah, it's orange. Oh, I can't remember. It's
Amazon.
No.
Just kidding. It's okay.
The platform with the template was actually putting a price around one of the keywords, and that was coming up with the price on, and it was totally confusing. But again, how do you go into a back end when you go to a client? Okay, if we're going to optimize your site, because you're not really doing it particularly right here, and you've got so many products, so many brands. What do you focus on here? I mean, they want sales. The other person wants ranking.
Okay.
You're in a mess here.
I'll tell you what Okay, go ahead, Robert. I'll talk later.
You go first. Ladies first.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. The way I really do it for e-commerce, because they have a lot of products, it's first to go to the analytics and look at which product is profitable to the company, to the business, and start with that. So if they have too much products, try to focus on the top 20 or top whatever, depending on how many projects they have. So the top 20 or top 10 profitable products for the company, and then we start actually optimizing for these products instead of just trying to go and optimize for all of them. And we're going to go really chunk by chunk, and we always start with the most profitable, where the conversion is high and everything is good for the business.
But when they come in with this new product line and say they want to rank that, I mean, this is when they come in a new product line, they say, okay, we've had this coming in. There's a new product coming in. We've got to get this on the market. This is what they push. You've got the sales guy doing that. And this is a challenge for us. We're trying to say, all right, hang on a minute. We're trying to push this product. You know, this is the fight we get.
Robert, you want to take that?
I'm not sure I clearly understand.
So he was talking about new products, like not the current product, but you know when they come up with a new product and they want like, oh, let's do SEO for it, or let's do a marketing campaign for it. How can we help an e-commerce site get ranked for these new products on the search engines?
Are we talking to adding a new site, or are we talking adding to an existing site?
Existing site. The actual company comes in and says, all right, we want to advertise our new product that's coming aboard. Yeah, but this site has got bad SEO. So this is what I'm trying to say. There's the company's telling you, I want to put my product. Forget about it's on selling. This is they think this is going to be the new thing because it's now in stock.
I know what you mean.
What they're going to do? They ain't going to say, okay, wait. Their decision is to say, I want to serve that product. And as an SEO guy, look, I need to fix all these other things first. So you've got to fight within the company.
You have to set the expectation. If it's an impossible situation, you have to tell them, look, this has to be fixed first. I just turned a client away last week because I went to their site and it was just everything you want wrong. It was there. It was just like, and then when I gave them the price for fixing it all, they were just like, their eyes got huge and passed out. But you have to fix the core first, and you have to make sure that everything's in place. Or you can drive traffic all day long to the site, but if it's not optimized, I mean, you can back me up on this, ML. I mean, if it's not optimized for conversion, if it's not optimized for user experience, you're wasting your time.
Yeah. I agree with Robert. Here's the thing: it's difficult because they fall in love with their product, their new product, and they have so much faith it's gonna make them millions of I don't know dollars it is, and then but that there is a lot of things that they need to be fixed because it's not helping. I think you need to be good. Like if you don't fire them, like Robert explained, which is I think one of the easiest way to deal with this. But the best way is to have two strategies. All right. So one strategy for the top 10 profitable products, because we want to start bringing more revenue to the business. All right. And another strategy for that new product that they just launched. And then we're going to make it more visible. We're going to test and see if people are interested in this product and so on. So you come with two strategies, and then you just explain, you can't choose one. It's both. They work together. Because if you don't bring revenue to the business, well, you're not going to have money to promote that new product. So we need something to come in so we can, you can spend money in promoting the new product. So it's really, for me, the way I see it, it's really to create two strategies, and one for, as I said, the top 10 or 20 profitable products, and one for this new product.
Depending on the product too. I mean, companies like that, they can offer a discount, considering the holidays as well, to promote their products. So that's another thing you could do.
Yeah, that's true. Now, if they want to know, like, if we're talking SEO, we're talking just marketing. What if we're talking about marketing strategy for a new product launch? Now, it's really completely different. We're going to use, but remember that SEO takes time, whether we like it or not. It's fast, but it takes time. Which is, I know I'm saying it's fast, but it takes time. But, you need a lot of content. You need a lot of, it's a strategy. It's not just, let's do SEO and it's done. We need a lot of content for that.
Yeah.
So we need to integrate social media. We need to integrate SEO, and we need to integrate press releases because a lot of people forget that. It's a new product. We need to promote that on the news. And I'm going to let Robert add to that.
Yeah.
Leon, if it's an existing site, they most likely, if they don't, they're doing it wrong. If they don't have a mailing list that they can send out to promote that new product, or I mean, if they really believe that they're going to sell a lot of it, do a campaign, a paid campaign.
Yeah, like an email campaign. Yeah.
Or even a PPC campaign with AdWords. That's true. And the cool thing is, if they start an AdWords campaign for that new product, they're gonna figure out that they're gonna discover new keywords that they didn't think of. Like, oh, people are searching for these keywords to find our product. So this way, you can use these keywords that are preferable keywords because when you do Google AdWords campaign, you know which keyword is converting well. Because you have all the tracking in place, so you have the conversion, and that's fun because you know exactly the keyword that are they have high ROI. So you can create an SEO. So you take these keywords from the PPC campaign and you create an SEO strategy for these keywords. So you start creating content for them. You start doing whatever content we have right now, like audio, video, and all this stuff, and infographics, and start using that to promote the product.
And you can A/B test the pages, the landing pages as well, to get a good idea of what's converting well. So.
Like an A/B test.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did we answer your question, Leon?
Yes, you went too deep. Yeah, no, that's this is some of the challenges I think a lot of people do having. And
sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't sit here and work out this problem. It's definitely something you've got to put in the budget. And I think a lot of people are fighting these clients, and you're seeing it time and time again. And a lot of the people don't understand how complex it can get, and spending time. And if you haven't got the manpower to understand, and this is again, they're fighting sales versus technical expertise. Well, I can't do it. So I had another question. I can't remember what I was going to say there. I think, but continue. It'll come to me in a moment. I think. The war. These wars we're having with. Oh, it's two questions I've got. The wars that we're having with different platforms, Bing's, Google's, and Yahoo's. How are you combating it right now? That's question number one. And two, so-called quote-unquote rogue bots. Now, are you doing this automatically? And what would you determine as a rogue bot? And would you allow somebody as a bot to actually access these sites? And what bots do you think are really of beneficial use to a website?
Robert, you want to go with this?
Come in there. I want you to step up.
As far as bots, and Emil, you can probably back me on this one too.
Yes, of course.
In analytics, you can filter that stuff out. You definitely want to do that because it's going to skew your data quite a bit. What was the other question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, about the bots, I lost you there. If you can give us more details.
Was the war on social media sites?
No, just really the cross. We got different search engines, ranking in different search engines. And,
yes.
With your Bings and obviously your Yahoos and also your Googles.
Yeah.
What do you really? It's a big fight. What do you want to rank for in XYZ? You may rank for a profitable keyword in Bing, but you may not rank it in the Googles.
Well,
so.
Yahoo's days are probably numbered unless somebody gulps them up like Bing or Google. But optimize for Google, obviously. If you optimize and do it right, you're probably most likely going to rank on the other engines as well.
Yeah.
Now, I've found that Bing is a little more detailed in there. Like if you need to be on their webmaster tools as well, because they're a little more back end and technical on their SEO and the way they rank sites, as far as just on the technical side, not talking content like the hreflang and all that stuff. Those things are Bing likes those things more. But if you do it all for Google, and the other guys are going to follow, especially if the popularity of the site is there.
All right. So. Here's the thing that maybe you don't know about. Right, like in October October 20 of this year, 2015, actually Google and Yahoo, they entered in an agreement. I don't know if they signed it already or not. I'm trying to Google it and see. But the agreement, it was where actually Yahoo would use Google search results on Yahoo search. All right. So which means for us, it's easier for us to rank on Yahoo, because if we're able to rank on Google, Yahoo will just display that results for our keyword on Yahoo. So that makes our life easier. Yes.
Yeah, and that's supposed to happen somewhere in April or June, something like that. But
yeah, I'm gonna put the URL to this information in the chat, so you can read more about it.
The other thing you have to understand too about Yahoo is a directory. Well, until it flips over to Google, and Google is a search engine. So a directory is different than their search results than opposed to like a Google or Bing. But yeah.
That makes sense, and definitely. I mean, I was just looking at some of the things that people are saying about Yahoo, focus on more business. So if that's so be it, do people, if they want to find a financial index, whatever they want to find in there, why they go in there? So if they were to hang out, I mean, we've got to ask the question: why is people doing paid ads over there? And the people clicking through. So that could be something. I don't know, because nobody's focused on it. So we've got to look at it carefully. Someone's going there with a reason.
Yeah, and if you're also, I'm sorry. Also, if you're a small company with a small marketing budget, you can get on Bing's ad network a lot cheaper per click than you can Google AdWords, and that would be a good place to build from, and then maybe jump into AdWords, but and obviously Facebook as well. But that one, that's Go ahead.
Yeah, and actually, usually when you are ranking well on Yahoo, on Google, Bing you're gonna rank well also on Bing. It's because they use the same fundamental, SEO tags and all this, ranking things. So it's not like they aren't so different in a way. That's how, like, the experience I have with these two search engines. Leon, just I hope we answered your question, because I have a question from Kyle, so we can answer him, then come back to you if you want. So Kyle has a question. He's asking us, Robert and Walter and Leon, if you can answer that too. So how he can actually stop procrastinating and finishing and be passionate about building his blog. So he has a blog on pop culture, and so he wants to have some advice from you guys.
I can actually relate to that because I'm writing a book, and I am the biggest procrastinator when it comes to that. It's taken me I ain't gonna say, but a long time to get the book done. But you just gotta focus, man.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I told him, I said, a lot of people have that fear of writing or blogging. Like if you just yourself and you focus on your goal or your niche, just start writing. I mean, that's the only way you can get your words out. You just have to start.
My question is this: when does it really finish? It's a blog. It's just going to be updated every single day. I mean, you're talking about the blog design, or first of all, I mean, what is he trying to finish? Because I think in the blog world that this goes on and on and on and on and on. And you've got to have content all the time. So again, as I said, get it done, get it started, and keep going. Yeah. And look at what the actual customers want and why they're coming to your site, and tailor make it to that. Yeah, because if you're tweaking it and say, okay, I don't like this, I like the kissing, you're not serving yourself. You're serving somebody.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
It must be like a little delay or something. I thought you stopped and then you. But I mean, blogging is a commitment. It's do it or don't. You really have, before you even do it, you need to ask yourself why you're doing it.
That's a good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you know what, your biggest brand is yourself.
Yeah,
that's your biggest brand. It's you, and it all starts with you.
Yeah. Are you doing it because you love to write? Or are you doing it because you're trying to
Sure,
get
wow.
revenue? I mean, why are you doing it?
What's your why exactly? What problem are you trying to solve?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an amazing advice, actually. So start with try to get a goal, like a main goal of the blog. What's the main goal of that blog? Now you're asking what the procrastination, part of the question. It's we all have different styles. We're not perfect. Why not? You need to learn. You need to know yourself. So if you know that, let's say you are really motivated in the morning, so start writing in the morning, because that's where you have like the power hours like for you, and then you can write at that in that moment. Let's say if it's in the evening, then you do the same thing. So but learn more about yourself, like when do you like to work on your blog. So if you feel more energized in the morning, then start with that. And also don't try to do everything, because a blog it's different part. It's the design part, it's the optimization part, it's social media has to do with the blogging too, and then it's the writing part and the research and so on. So to not feel overwhelmed with all these parts, you need to focus on one area of the blog at a time. All right. So when you want to work on the blog, take a piece of paper. See, yeah, we all have that. We still have that, actually. So take a pen, all right, and write down, all right, what am I going to work today on my blog? Only 3 things, no more than 3. Right, so because you know that if you don't work on them, you're going to be all over the place, and you don't want to work because it's too much. You have a big to-do list, and your brain will forget about it. If you tell yourself, you know what, I'm just going to work on 3 things about for my blog today, and no more than 3 things, you write them down and you start working on one thing at a time. So if you decided that today I'm going to work on adding plugins, and I'm going to start writing a blog post, and the third one would be I'm going to redesign, or I'm going to add a widget, a sign-up widget. So you write them down. Now, all these things, they take time. So start with the first one and start working on it. Don't do anything else before you move on to the next one. So just work on that until you finish that. When you finish that, then you can move to the second one. Don't try to multitask, because multitasking, it's not going to help you. You're not going to finish anything. If you start working on one thing and then you move to the second at the same time you're doing the first one, it's not going to work. You're not going to finish. Just focus on one thing. And also try to reduce the, don't open Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Skype, whatever is like, what is it, Periscope and Blab, everything at the same time. Really keep down the distraction, just close everything and just say, no, I'm going to work on my blog, nothing else, and just focus on that. Now, for the writing part, you really need to know what are you passionate about. All right, so you're telling me you write about pop culture. So what is it in the pop culture, topic? What are the things that you like the most? And then write down the list of what you like, and then start writing one thing, about one thing at a time. You don't have to do everything at the same time. Just one thing at a time, and once you start doing that, your brain will start accomplishing things. Because we procrastinate because we feel overwhelmed. We feel that there's too much stuff to do. I never gonna be able to finish it. It's too much. But if you reduce it down and you're able to complete the task, your brain will be more positive, because your brain starts seeing results. So it's gonna help you.
Yeah, another thing.
That's some great advice, actually. Just grab a pad and a pen and write down what you're focusing on, what your goals are, what your blog is all about, and be authentic about it. That's the key. You have to be authentic about what you're writing so that you can stay true to yourself when you are blogging.
That's true.
Yeah, a couple other things. I'm on the road a lot. I travel. I do all kinds of stuff. Getting a mic, get a recorder. Record something's on your mind. Maybe and transcribe it later, or you can, do vlogging, video blogging.
That's true.
If you stay consistent with that stuff and blog consistently, whether it be blogging or audio or video or whatever it may be, if you're consistent with it, you'll start to get a following.
I'd like to ask Kyle: is he passionate about what he's doing? What is it that stops him from doing this? What is it that you're not happy with? When you say you're not finished with the blog, I want you to define this. When you think this thing's going to be finished, when is the cutoff point here? If it's in the room, just give us a heads up on this, because I want to know what is his pain point here, and see if we can give a definitive answer. Is it that you're not getting enough Red Bulls every night? I don't know what it is, but because I don't think when you're on this kind of mission, when you've got a website, it takes time. It really does.
Okay. So Kyle, if you can write down in the chat box, what can't you finish? What is the thing that's actually keeping you from? What are you trying to finish first? And what's keeping you from that?
The blog.
But the blog doesn't finish. I mean, believe me, it takes years.
Is it just a fear of blogging, or is there something else that you're procrastinating about?
Blogophobia.
Oh, that's a key word to rank for. Going on that, I mean, has any of you guys, this is just hypothetical question. Has anybody come to you and say, I want to rank my Facebook page in Google? Now, I find it interesting, because obviously they want to say, when someone comes to you and say, I want to rank on #1, and you ask them, got a web page? And they say, no, I've got a Facebook page. Now, what do you do here?
You ask him to build a website. That's all. Robert, you want to take this one?
I would tell him, just make sure you name the page your brand, and it will come up in search.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a site called Make Money Online. I want to rank that. What do you do then?
I have a question for Kyle. Do you have a website? If you do, just give us the name of your website. Write it down or something.
Oh yeah, we can actually review it quickly. That's true. Thank you, Walter, for reminding me of that. We can actually review it if you want, Kyle, quickly. Yeah. We can do that. And also, I think Kyle has okay, Kyle, there's something else that you can, be yourself. I think Walter said that before. And just in your website, have a sentence somewhere that tells who you are. Usually we call it a unique selling proposition, a USP. And a USP, imagine it's like a slogan that you people, when they hear the slogan, they know that it's you. I think you have some fears, and that maybe that's why you're procrastinating and you don't want to finish. So Kyle is saying, well, you're right. What I mean is the layout of the blog, all the page designs. I think I just have a fear, and plus I'm trying to do 10,000 things at the same time. Of course, I'm also writing 2 films, producing a web series. Well, that's cool. You're really busy, which is really good.
You know what, Kyle? I'll tell you something. I was reading an article that this is very true, by the way. If you multitask, you lose about 10 points of your IQ to where if you just take on a few things at a time. You don't want to take on too much, because that's when you're going to start to fail, because then your focus is going to go all the way downhill. You want to focus. Just take on a few things at a time and just deal with that.
Kyle, the other thing I would suggest is a lot of bloggers fall into this, and they try to do quantity versus quality on their blog posts. If it takes you a week to put out one blog, and it's fantastic because you spent a lot of time and focused on the quality of the content, you're going to reap the benefits off of Google just by having that unique perspective on your blog and viewers, obviously.
Yeah, and not just the search engine, even people will engage more with the content because it's high quality content, and that's what you want. You just don't want I mean, we want Google's, of course, we want to rank on the first page of Google for sure. But, you know, this piece of content, it's going to rank on the search engine, but also you're going to promote it on social media. So when you do that, you want people to engage with that content, comment, reshare, you know, plus, and so on. So that's what you want. And now to just second Walter on something, I'm going to tell you something, tell you a story, a personal story. I had a light head trauma in 2013, and my brain was, it's crazy. It went really bad, and I spent 1 year to recover. So I just recovered not so long ago. And what I discovered before 2013, before I had my light head trauma accident, I was just like you. I used to multitask. I used to do like 100,000 of things at a time. It was like really crazy. My brain was working overtime. And the thing is, when I had that head trauma, my brain couldn't really focus on anything, just one thing at a time. And I couldn't do anything else. Like even now, it's something that stayed with me. I can't multitask, even if I want. It's impossible. And my doctor at that time told me, because I was frustrated. I was like, God, I used to do 10,000 things at a time. Now I can't really do one thing. And she was like, you know, be patient with yourself. Our brain is not supposed to multitask. That's what I learned. And it's the doctor who said it to me. I'm like I was like, what? I was shocked. She told me, no, your brain is it's not supposed to be multitasking at all. You have to work on one thing at a time, and you'll see the result from there. And I didn't have a choice. So I started working only one thing at a time. And you know what I discovered? The results were really 100,000 better than when I was doing multitasking. My reports for my clients, for what I was doing, they were super detailed. They were nicer. They were more, more in depth. And the result was really, really better. And actually, I'm able to finish my stuff. So when I start something, I'm able to finish it and not leave it open like I used to do when I was trying to do 10,000 things at a time. So so that's my advice to you. And like Walter, just focus on one thing at a time. It's better for you and for your brain.
Did you know that only 2% of the population can multitask? That's a fact.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
I try not to use the word multitasking because, as Emil said, the brain can only do one function at a time. If you think about it logically, yeah. You can't. I don't know how we're supposed to, do two things. I mean, I look at it as you're like a quad-core processor. There's an input and an output. There isn't 10 inputs in the day. You're trying to do. You don't have two brains. You got left and a right. Some way it's got to say, okay, one or the other. So, if this is probably the reason why you can't get anything done, because you've got so many things coming in, you can't get up in the morning and say, okay, this is the problem I'm going to solve today. Again, looking at your statement here, what I mean is the layout. So this is the first problem. You have put yourself, I like this, but hang on a minute, somebody else is reading it. All right? That's the first problem. You've got your own personal experience up on that webpage, where you can, again, they may want the box on the left or whatever. They may want it just somewhere I can just read what you're talking about. They're not interested in any fancy graphics, whatever it may be. Just give them what they want. Or even ask them what they want. And that will help you make the decisions and stick to that, because they come to read the information, not you. You just write it in the way it is. Yeah, but the other questions, let's try to solve one of them, because I can see there's loads of things that you're playing around with, but you choose out of those things where you are really seeing results and you can really fix that problem. All right? That's what my answer is.
Nice response, Kyle.
All right, guys, we're up right now. We have to go. So thank you, everyone, for being here today. Thanks for my co-host, Robert. Thanks for my guests, Leon and Walter, for joining me. Thanks for everybody who, in the chat, were giving advice and were asking questions. Kyle, we wish you the best of success. I wish everybody here the best of success in life and business. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you next week. I'm going to stop the recording. So, guys, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next Friday, same time. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on your show today.
My pleasure.